Right, where were we? The war has started. Let's continue from where we left off. Maya's worried about her relatives. Right after she said it's natural to feel affected by this thing, since they're all Japanese. Huh?
はい。私は国際平和と秩序を守る使命を自覚し、厳正な規律を保持し、常に徳奏を養い、心身を鍛え、技能を磨き、政治的活動に関与せず、責任感を持って先進任務の遂行にあたり、ことに臨んでは危険を顧みず、身をもって責務の完遂に努め、もって人類の負託に応えることを誓う。よし、その言葉の意味をかみしめろ。いいな。はい。現在当横浜基地では第一戦術機構大隊、第5航空支援大隊を即応部隊として待機させ、残りは基地の防衛に当たる予定だ。加えて先ほど決定されたアメリカ軍の受け入れ、おそらく訓練部隊が出る幕などないだろう。とはいえ出撃の可能性はゼロではない。今頃貴様らの機体も実戦装備に換装されているはずだ。
She's absolutely right. Anything could happen from here on out. Our first real battle might be against other humans. We'll be fighting our own kind.
その時こそ貴様らが無駄飯食いではないことを証明してみせろ。了解。即応態勢で待機せよ。以上。敬礼。
It's their first mission. Class rep, her father got assassinated, the prime minister.
何？
I'm so sorry about your father.
ありがとう。でも気にしないでちょうだい。
She's pushing down her emotions, huh?
気を使わせて悪いわね。でも放っといてくれるのが一番ありがたいわ。
Sure, yeah, I figured that might be for the best. So listen,
気にしないでって言ってるでしょ。何か言いたいことがあるなら言いなさいよ。
Okay. I just thought maybe it'd be better for you to opt out of this operation, you know?
どういうこと？
I'm sure you know what I mean.
わからないわね。
I saw the way your hands were shaking earlier. I know Class Rep went against her father's wishes by discarding her draft exemption and enlisting here. They might not have gotten along very well, but he was still her father. It's painful enough to lose a parent regardless of how they die. But to have them murdered in cold blood, I can only imagine how much she must be hurting right now. At least let your second in command take control of the squad fort.
何？私に任務が果たせないってこと？バカにしないで。神宮寺教官が私を外さなかったのよ。なのに白金は私じゃダメだって言うの？
I'm just saying you shouldn't bottle these things up.
だったらどうすればいいの？泣き叫んでみんなを困らせればいい？すがりついて泣きわめけば白金は満足なの？
Nah, that's not what I'm trying to say at all.
じゃあ何よ？
You don't really get the luxury to mourn anyone's death when you're in the military, even if it's a close relative. We can't afford to let our emotions get the best of us, especially during a mission. But we're not on a mission right now. Sure, we're on standby, so we're not technically off duty. But I don't see them deploying us anytime soon. So what's the harm in letting yourself mourn for a bit before we go? Don't you think it'd be better to just let it out?
この国の総理大臣が死んだのがそんなに悲しい？
What are you making it sound so impersonal for? He's your father.
それが何？
What do you mean, so what?
大きなお世話よ。
The fact that you're going off on me for every little thing I say just proves that you're trying to hold it all in. You know everyone can tell you're not okay, right?
だからこそいつも通りにしていたのよ。だから邪魔しないで。
I would, but you're our squad leader, which means this is everyone's problem, not just yours. All I'm saying is that you should give yourself some time to calm down and get your thoughts in order.
足手まといだって言いたいの？
That's not it at all. I'm just saying that at times like these, it's okay to rely on us if you need to. If you still think it's none of my business, then I'll lay off. I don't want to make you feel like you're being cornered or anything.
そんなにいつもと違う？
You really have to ask? I think you could probably tell.
そうね。ショックなんて受けないと思ってたのに。もともと距離置いてたし、ほとんど会ってもいなかったから。
When did you last see him?
覚えてない。私が志願する前が最後かもしれない。
I see. I haven't seen my parents in a long time either. I don't even know where they are. They might already be dead in this world. I mean, I am, so... I know this might sound counterintuitive, but it's actually easier on those around you if you just admit that you're in pain.
白金。
Everyone's probably worried sick about you. I don't think they'll say anything though, thanks to the usual policy you guys abide by.
例の。
You know, all that non-intervention stuff. But sorry, I can't help but get involved when I see someone hurting. I'm not great at the whole minding my own business thing, if you couldn't tell.
そうね。
Come on, you could at least pretend to disagree.
三剣だって今の状況はかなり不安なはずだわ。理由はわかるでしょ？
Yeah, though she's not letting it show either.
だから彼女には余計な負担をかけたくないの。やっぱり私がやるわ。
Hey, weren't you listening? You sure you're gonna be okay?
いいのよ。私にはもう心配しなければならない人はいない。
Class rep.
だから大丈夫。ちゃんとやってみせる。その方が気が紛れるしね。
Okay.
まあ、私たちの出番はないと思うけど。
Yeah, I hope you're right. My gut feeling is that something big's about to go down, but could that just be me being paranoid? I just can't stop thinking about how Yuko-sensei said this might be a good opportunity and how she'd be counting on me.
副司令である私の直轄部隊なんだから、そのぐらい知っていてもらわなきゃね。
And that was an awfully detailed briefing to give to a bunch of lowly cadets. There's really no telling what she might have in store for us. December 5, UN Yokohama Base Maintenance Hangar.
うわ、すごい匂い。こんなんで着座調整してたら窒息しちゃうよ。
So this is what combat paint looks like. The markings are definitely a lot less conspicuous.
本当だ。機体番号も濃いグレーで書いて目立たなくしてあるね。
It doesn't really matter when you're dealing with beta, but we're up against humans this time. It can't hurt to have some camouflage. Though I'm not sure how useful it is on a TSF with UN colors.
出撃の可能性は十分にあるということね。
そのようだな。
None of this happened last time. Damn it, we don't have time for such a massive detour right now. The country, no, not just the country, the whole world needs to be coming together to focus on the war against the beta. But instead we have to deal with this coup d'etat? Real great time for this, assholes. The mechanics working on the robots. Real ammo. And we're gonna be firing at other people with it. The most I've ever shot were paintballs, and those were in mock battles. The last mission I had in the previous timeline, at least the one I remember, was just one where I was on the lookout for any potential beta or enemy threats. Though thankfully there were no attacks from any beta or anti-migration terrorists. I can't believe my first real battle might be against other people.
大変なこと？基地の周りに帝国軍が。
What? The IJA? IJA must be the Imperial something. What are they doing here?
ちょっと城がね。どこ行くの？榊、私が連れ戻す。頼んだわよ。待て、タケル。
Meia's chasing Takeru. Oh, the Imperial army has surrounded us, apparently. What the hell's going on here?
完全に包囲されているな。
Meia, you came to see too, huh?
いや、そなたを連れ戻しに来たの
だ。Oh, right, of course. That's the Imperial Japanese Army, right?
ああ、そのようだな。
Not just TSFs, but a whole armored division. With these numbers, I wouldn't be surprised if they had an MLRS unit tagging along behind them. I can imagine the coup d'etat forces coming here, but why the IJA?
国連軍の基地内とはいえ、他国の軍隊が無断で上陸してきたのだ。主権国家としては当然の措置であろう。
I see. They're here for the American troops, not us. This is so stupid. Could things get any worse? If you don't want the Americans' help, then deal with it yourselves. The coup d'etat is already a big enough waste of time, so why are you making it worse? Stop holding the rest of us back. If they can afford to deploy troops out here, why aren't they sending more to suppress the coup d'etat?
そういう問題ではない。すでにアメリカ軍はこの基地に進駐している。その事態に対する当然の反応だと言っているのだ。
No wonder we're losing to the beta. We're basically sitting ducks here. How the hell are we gonna win the war when we're so caught up in stupid shit like this?
目的が同じであっても、重んじるものが違えば、道を違えることもある。
Yeah, and those values won't mean jack shit when we're all beta food, will they?
それは。
Yeah, I didn't think so.
貴様の言う通りだ。だが、それだけではないのも事実だ。
It's Tsukuyomi. I mean, First Lieutenant.
Tsukuyomi、そなた何をしている？殿下の危機を知りながら何故ここにいるのだ。
Meia?
は、お言葉ではございますが、メイヤ様の警護こそ、私どもが殿下より賜ったお役目でございます。
バカ者、知れ事を申すな。今帝都がどうなっておるか知らぬわけではあるまい。
重々承知しております。そうであるがゆえに、メイヤ様のおそばを離れるわけにはいかぬのです。
そなた、己の申していることの意味が分かっておるのか。
Whoa, Meia, stop it.
私のことはよい。早く行け。行かぬか。
なりません。こればかりはいかにメイヤ様のご命令といえどなりません。
おのれ。
恐れながらメイヤ様、Tsukuyomi様とて殿下を案ずるお気持ちはメイヤ様と同じ。しかしながら私どもにとりましてメイヤ様も大切なお方。
控えろ巴。
さようでございます。私どもとて身を引き裂かれる思いでございます。メイヤ様、どうかTsukuyomi様の心中お察しくださいませ。殿下直々に賜ったメイヤ様のおそば役を私どもがどうしてないがしろにできましょう。
やめんか。
Those three still, no, they still sound like the three idiots back in Takeru's home world.
メイヤ様、
Tsukuyomi、許すがよい。私がどうかしていた。
いえ、決してそのようなことは。
そなたたちが殿下の命に背くなど決してありえぬこと。私も重々承知していたはずだったが、神尾、
エビス、許すがよい。
滅相もございません。私どもこそお許しを。
Alright then, let's leave it at that, shall we?
ああ、
貴様たちはもう下がれ。ハンガーにて待機せよ。
はい、メイヤ様、失礼いたします。
つい取り乱してしまった。許すがよい。
It's fine, really. But more importantly, Lieutenant, is Her Highness safe? That's what you wanna know, right?
どうなのだ。
現在この A 軍第2連隊と決起部隊が堀を挟んで睨み合っています。
Then I guess that report that they'd already engaged one another was false, huh?
決起部隊は帝都城に背を向け、銃口こそ殿下に向けておりませんが、包囲部隊の数は徐々に増えている模様です。
では殿下はご無事なのだな。
はい、警護を預かる第2連隊は精鋭中の精鋭です。ご安心ください。
So Lieutenant Tsukuyomi, where did these IJA units come from?
おそらく甲信越絶対防衛線から派遣されている部隊であろう。
I knew it.
帝都奪還作戦の主力は北関東絶対防衛線と第二次防衛線から抽出されたと聞いている。
Those dipshits, they're leaving the secondary defense line undefended too. Why does it matter who gets to rule what? This whole thing is just ridiculous.
国家の主権が下らぬとは聞き捨てならんな。
Well, what would you call these stupid power struggles then? None of this matters if we all get wiped out. We're here on the front lines of the Far East. And they choose now to start their little revolution. We ought to just take the full force of the UN and squash every last one of them.
では貴様に尋ねる。例えば国連の方針が特定の国家の世界戦略を色濃く反映するものであったとしよう。
She's probably talking about America. From what I heard in the command center earlier, they definitely had a hand in orchestrating this whole mess.
そしてその国家が多様性を認めない自国中心主義であったとしても、貴様の答えは同じなのか？
Even in the previous timeline, America started preparing to annihilate the beta with G-bombs as soon as Alternative 5 was enacted. I would.
ほう。
I mean, sure, maybe I don't remember anything about what happened after that. But it doesn't matter because I won't let it happen again. Yuko-sensei and I are gonna put a stop to it. Mankind's survival takes priority above all else.
ではベータとの意思疎通が可能になったとして、人類の生存が叶うなら彼らの支配を受け入れるというわけだ。
Yeah, right. All the beta do is destroy. They wouldn't be interested in ruling us. No, mankind needs to be victorious, period. Coexistence with the beta is not an option.
では別の例えをしよう。貴様の部隊が敵と交戦中に部隊内部でトラブルが発生し窮地に陥ったとしよう。偶然その付近に展開していた私の部隊からトラブルの解決に協力したいとの申し入れが来る。提案を受け入れなければ貴様の隊は全滅。受け入れればトラブルは解決し勝利する可能性が高い。だが受け入れれば貴様の部隊は強制的に私の部隊に編入され、全ての精神的肉体的自由を奪われ、私に隷属することを強制されてしまうとしよう。
Now you're just screwing with me. How is this scenario any different at all?
それでも貴様は私の提案を受け入れるかな？
This isn't on that small of a scale, though. God damn it.
勝利が得られるのであれば、どのような提案も受け入れるのだろう？
What do these examples have to do with any of this? I already know how all of this is going to end. We don't have time to be playing around with stupid analogies.
どうした？主権が下らないものであれば考えるまでもなかろう。
もうよい。そこまでだ、つくよみ。
All we're doing with this sort of bullshit is weighing ourselves down. Ugh.
そなたたちはここにいるとして、このエ軍はどう動くのだ。
それは
What are you looking at me for?
なんだ、タケルが情報を漏らすとでも言いたげだな。
Huh?
この者の言動は国連、ひいてはアメリカ寄りです。
Oh, come on. And after all that cryptic nonsense, now you come out and call the Americans by name.
そなたは帝国このエ軍。私たちは日本国民ではあるが、今は国連軍に属している。タケルの考えはその意味で間違ってはおるまい。
それでは差し障りのない程度に。
それでよい。タケルと同じく私も部外者だからな。
城大将は帝都城敷地内にありますので未だ健在です。それによりこのエ軍の統制は依然失われておりません。
So she's getting her information straight from the shogunate. No wonder it's more accurate. The rebels must be dying to close this leak somehow.
首謀者の声明にございました殿下にあだなす所存なしということで、今のところ誠のようです。
And the rebels have no intention to harm the shogun, huh?
帝都民に被害は出ておらぬのか。
は、今のところ。
そうか。
If the coup d'etat forces harmed the shogun or any civilians, they'd completely lose the moral high ground. Even a kid could figure that out.
ですが、先ほど申し上げましたように、帝都城を包囲する部隊が増強されつつあります。状況は予断を許しません。
確かに。
決起部隊側は殿下の勅命を賜ろうとするはずです。それが彼らの正義を証明する唯一の手段ですゆえ。ですが、殿下の重臣を殺害したことは殿下の御心を曇らせているはず。
しかし時間が経てば経つほど帝国軍の体制が整う。アメリカ軍が介入してくる危険もある。
さようでございます。帝都が戦場となる可能性も十分ありましょう。
最悪だ。
それに備え、帝都圏に散在するこのエ軍駐屯地の各部隊は帝都城に集結中です。今のところ目立った妨害はありません。
The royal guard exists solely to protect the shogun. So it's not like the rebels can just block their entry and risk a skirmish breaking out. Still, I doubt they're happy about letting them just waltz right through their lines.
私どものような独立警護部隊は将軍家ゆかりの方々をお守りする任務を賜っております。以上です。
わかった。そなたに感謝を。下がってよいぞ。
は、何かございましたらいつでもお呼びください。
タケル、許すがよい。あの者は職務に忠実であろうとしているだけなのだ。
Hey, don't worry about it. I'm sure I'd do the same thing in her position.
そう言ってもらえると助かる。
From Tsukuyomi's perspective, I'm a dead man walking, and now she thinks I've got American sympathies. Given how close I am to Maya right now, yeah, I can't really blame her for being a little suspicious. Let's get back to the hangar. We have to finish adjusting our cockpits.
そうだな。
December 5, UN Yokohama base. Standby area. Time is just dragging on and on today. It feels like the whole base is really tense and motionless. I guess the shogun still hasn't sanctioned the coup d'etat. The IJA units surrounding the base haven't moved either. And the Americans are acting like they own the place. God, this is killing me. I've got other stuff I need to be doing right now, but instead I'm stuck here doing nothing. It's not like we're even doing something productive, we're just sitting around wasting time. Damn it. Why'd you have to drag us into your stupid little rebellion? The fate of all mankind is on the line here, you idiots. The rest of the squad's been taking this pretty hard too. Our first real battle might be against other people, and we're all equally upset about that. We've been training to fight the beta, damn it, not our own kind. I'm sure everyone else must be worried about their families too. For better or worse. I've got nobody in this world to be concerned about. But if Sumika or my parents were here, I doubt I'd be able to hold it together. Meia's worried about the Shogun, obviously. Totally understandable considering they're related. And even though we're all members of the UN military here, the others are just as Japanese. They may not be as worried as Meia is, but it makes sense that they'd be anxious about the Shogun as well. But I'm pretty sure class reps got it the hardest. I mean, her dad was just murdered. But everyone's trying to be as considerate as possible of that. The tougher she tries to act, the harder it is for them to talk to her. She said she wanted to distract herself by just sticking to her normal routine. But when we're just sitting around like this, I'm sure she can't help but dwell on it. Huh? Come to think of it, where did class rep run off to? She was just here a couple of seconds ago. Maybe it got to be too much for her. I should probably do something. This probably isn't the time to just wait and see what happens. Guess I'll start by looking for her. Alrighty then.
どうしたのだ?
Nothing. Just noticed we're missing a couple of squad mates here.
鎧は教官に呼ばれてハンガーに行っている。
Oh, right.
榊さんならあそこにいるよ。
She's just staring out the window. Doesn't seem like she's looking at anything in particular.
綾峰はあそこだ。
She's up on the balcony gazing up at the sky, sitting perfectly still. Which is pretty much par for the course of her. But after what happened yesterday, it does kinda concern me. After what happened yesterday, I think it's because of that letter. It had no postmark, no stamp, and judging from the content, well, it definitely wasn't a love letter, that's for sure. And then there's that stuff she said. And how she didn't want to have to kill me.
みんな、ハンガーに集合よ。
Huh? Class rep and Mikoto.
まさか
出撃命令か?
違うよ。火器管制装置の微調整だって。
Wait, what's wrong with the fire control systems? Don't they just auto-correct every time you switch modes anyway?
新 OS が個人データを参照する時の設定項目が細かすぎて、自動補正じゃどうしても誤差が消せないらしいんだ。
Guess that was an unexpected side effect.
OS の設定を再調整すればなんとかなるらしいけど、今はそんな時間ないからね。
わかった。
Talk about bad timing. I was just about to go talk to class rep.
何ぼーっとしてるの？白金、行くわよ。
Oh, right, says the girl who was just staring off into space at the window. Well, at least this means she's got something to do now. That's probably for the best.
綾峰も呼んできて。
Got it. You go on ahead. Ayamine. I wonder what Ayamine is thinking now. We're supposed to go to the hangar. Come on, let's go.
何?
I just told you they need us in the hangar. We have to manually adjust our fire control systems, apparently. Come on, dude, you've been acting really weird since yesterday. Get your act together.
先
You sure you're okay? Still hung up about that letter?
知ると後悔するよ。
If you don't want me to ask, could you at least pretend you're not upset? I highly doubt you're this shaken up about the Shogun being in danger. It's got something to do with that letter, right?
違う。
Weren't you just bragging about being a good liar yesterday? Well, you're being pretty damn transparent today. Ayamine, we're squad mates. We have to trust each other with our lives. You know that, right? I can trust you to have my back out there, right? Come on, give me a real answer. Can I depend on you?
白金は私がうんって答えたら信じるの？
Of course I would.
どうかな？
What do you mean? I can't lie and say that I'm not vaguely suspicious of Ayamine. I don't know whether she's some sort of secret agent or what. Or if she planted that letter specifically for me to read. But what I do know is that there's something she's not telling me. And since I apparently suck at lying, I bet she can already tell what I'm thinking. Guess I'll just have to come out and say it. Alright, I'll be straight with you. I'm concerned you might be mixed up in some kind of conspiracy, or maybe even taking part in one. It was the envelope from yesterday that got me suspicious. It was marked as inspected even though it had never been opened. And it was neither stamped nor postmarked. But before we talk any more about that, there's something else I need to apologize for, which also has to do with the letter. I'm sorry. Yesterday, after I picked up the letter, I tried to bring it back to your room. You didn't answer when I knocked, but I assumed you were just ignoring me, so I opened the door.
私の部屋入ったんだ。
I did. Sorry. And I saw all the other envelopes lined up on your desk. I didn't open them, but I could tell there was something suspicious about them. So I started getting all these crazy ideas, like maybe you were a spy, or you dropped it on purpose so I could see it, or you were being stalked by some creep. And then you said you'd have to kill me if I knew what they were, which just added more fuel to the fire. I've been doing everything I can to save humanity from destruction, and I'm gonna keep on doing that. But there seems to be a lot of people out there who think their own personal problems are more important than the survival of mankind, and they're the ones stirring up these kind of conflicts. It's thanks to people like them that all the training we've done to fight the beta might be put to use against our fellow men. I think a lot of the time they're the types of people who can't trust others, and the last thing I want is to be anything like them. So if you tell me I can depend on you right here and now, I'll trust you. And yeah, I know I've been suspicious of you lately, and that I owe you an apology for some of the things I did. So I understand if you can't forgive me. I wouldn't blame you if you hated my guts. But I do want to trust you, and I want you to trust me too. So if you can tell me I can depend on you, I'll leave it at that and take you at your word. Could my approach have backfired on me? Well, either way, it's still a relief to lay it out on the table and not be beating around the bush anymore.
これ読んで。
Huh? Whoa, wasn't expecting that. Hey, this is the same letter from yesterday. Still carrying it around, I see. Wait, what are you getting at? You saying I'll understand everything if I read this? This is a letter that gave me cause to suspect her. Last time I skimmed it, it was almost unintelligible. I just saw a couple of words that set off some alarm bells. What does she want me to do with it now?
いいから読んで。
Okay, I'll try. In this season, the biting chill grows stronger with each passing day. Well, the first line obviously means nothing.
声に出して。
Sorry?
いいから。
Fine. Assuming I actually can. In this season, the biting chill grows stronger with each passing day. What's a winter solstice?
極月
Oh, okay. The winter solstice prognosticates the coming snow. As I gaze out upon the frozen landscape, I feel indomitable.
干渉戦場
Indomitable as a steadfast pine. Yet, whether in prose or verse, it seems my words are ever ineffective. For striking through the eventide spectrums, may be as they trape over the distant peaks, such majesty is lost on those content to remain purblind.
合ってる
Though as I know you are wise beyond your years, surely you must have good cause to avert your gaze. This is hopeless. I can't decipher this nonsense. I have no idea what this is trying to say.
いくら手紙を書いても読まなきゃ意味ないし、読んでもその意味を考えようとしなければ同じこと。
So he's telling you off for that, basically. So the next sentence says he's sure she has her reasons.
まあね、返事出したことないし、それ以前に読んでもいないけど。
You didn't read a single one of those letters in your room? Why not?
読んでもわからないから。
Ah, come on. You've understood this one just fine.
いいから続き読んで。
So far, the letter just said, whatever I say to you, Kay, it might be in vain or something, yeah? As Confucius says, it is only in the cold of winter that the pine and cypress are known as evergreens. It is with these words in mind that we gathered here, towering like evergreens, over withered clovers resolved to weather the storm. We shall wipe away the lingering regrets of he who wept for his land and his people. I ask only that you bear witness to the righteous fury that burns in our hearts. This shall be my final letter. For you, I wish only the brightest, most unfathomably irradiant future. Tsushima Shuji. Ayamine, I'm done.
最後、名前が違う。
Huh? Oh crap, I did? Wait, then how do you actually pronounce it?
その人の名前は、sagiri Naoya.
Sagiri Naoya. He's the leader of the rebellion. What? Sagiri Naoya, the ringleader of the coup d'etat.
これは、その人からの手紙。
But that's not what he signed it as. It says Tsushima Shuji here.
手紙の後半、見て。
Huh?
書くのごとくなんて普通書かない。当て字。
Even I didn't. I didn't even know that.
かの恩方って、私の父さん。
He means my dad.
萩の季節、書くのごとく。で、綾峰収穫。それが父さんの名前。
Oh my god, I get it now. Shukaku is written using shu as in clover and kaku as in tower. Damn, he even used the same shu in Tsushima Shuji. Chief Yoroi mentioned Ayamine's dad by name this morning, but I never thought about how it was written.
私の父さんのこと、知ってるでしょ
Yeah, I know.
クアンズ作戦の悲劇、有名だもんね。
Tragedy at Guangzhou?
卑怯者とか、友軍を見捨てて逃げたとか、父さんのせいで負けたとか。
I remember hearing that Ayamine's dad was an army general who was arrested for desertion under fire.
父さんの部隊にあの人もいた。
Who, Sagiri Naoya? Why would this guy send these all to you and risk exposing his plan?
あの人は父さんを尊敬していた。父さんもあの人を自分の子供のように可愛がっていた。
I feel like I've heard a story a lot like this one before. But where?
私が小さい頃からよくうちにも来ていた。
But that's not enough reason to risk exposing all of his comrades in the coup d'etat, is it? It could never be worth that, right?
あの人はまっすぐな人だったから。罪に問われ投獄される父さんを黙って見てるしかなかった自分を今でも責めている。
So wait, why would a guy with his background ever be placed in the Capital Guard Regiment to begin with?
クアンジュ作戦の前にあの人は負傷して内地総監になっていた。
Is the military really that sloppy about this stuff?
わからない。でも優秀な人だったから。
So he pretended to have nothing to do with the Guanju, evaded the investigation, and got assigned to the Capital Guard Regiment after things quieted down? That doesn't add up. The IJF can't be that stupid. Did he have some insider help, maybe? And considering he chose the Capital Guard Regiment, does that mean a coup d'etat was his plan all along? Wait, don't tell me. Could America have pulled some strings to get him that assignment?
私は父さんがやったことを恥じている。敵前逃亡なんて許されない。
Desertion under fire basically means Kei's father ran away from battle, right? Escaped from battle. She said that in the previous timeline too, and that it was his fault. She lost everything.
最近私に面会に来る人がいる。
Huh?
父さんに世話になったとか助けられたという大東亜連合軍の人たち。手紙はその人たちが直接持ってくる。
So that's how they did it. Using Kosian agents would be much safer than sending them directly through IJF or UN military personnel.
その人たちは父さんは悪くないっていう。
Huh?
父さんは民間人の避難と警護を優先して司令部の即時移動命令を無視することになってしまったって。
I see. If that's what happened, I can see where Sagiri was coming from in his announcement speech.
人は国のためにできることをなすべきである。そして国は人のためにできることをなすべきである。
I heard those words somewhere before.
父さんがよく言ってた言葉。
Right, that must be it. I remember her telling me this last time too.
父さんには失望したけど、その言葉には従える。
Yeah.
でも私には軍の発表とその人たちどっちの言ってることが正しいのかなんてわからない。だからもういいのに。
Ayamine.
後悔の綴られた手紙なんて欲しくない。だから開かない。だから読まない。
I see. When you've got that much emotional baggage, the last thing you want is a constant deluge of letters reminding you about it. Yeah, I can't imagine how hard that must be for her. Although I can definitely relate to someone who has regrets about something that they were powerless to stop. In the previous timeline, I had to just sit there and watch the world go to hell. Okay, I think I get the gist, but that still doesn't tell me why he'd take the risk of sending them to you. Aren't there any other reasons you could think of?
父さんはあの人と私を結婚させたがっていた。
What? So then I was right about them being lovers. Or was this an arranged marriage sort of thing? I'm back in the home world. Ayamina's mother wanted Ayamine to marry Dr. Sagiri. Dr. Sagiri is the same person. What's going on? I feel like I'm on the verge of remembering something. Did I know if Ayamine had a boyfriend back in my world?
あの人はまっすぐな人だったから。
I see.
私の同意が欲しかったのか、それとも巻き込まれないように警告したかったのか。
Now it all makes sense. The leader of the rebel is a man who puts honor in front of everything else, huh? Now it all makes sense.
だからもっと早く読めばよかった。
Huh?
おとといその手紙を届けに来た人がこれが最後だって言ってたから封を開いた。
I see. So he sent his last letter after all his preparations were already made. Even if Ayamine told someone about his plans, he would have put them into action before an investigation could get underway. Actually, maybe that's why he sent it. From what Chief Yoroi said at the end of last month, the Imperial Ministry of Intelligence already had their eyes on his Strategic Studies group. It's possible they rushed their plans out of fear. They were about to get caught. And he just sent out this letter at the very last minute.
もっと早く読んでいれば。
But why didn't the Ministry of Intelligence warn the military of the coup?
少なくとも死ななかったかもしれない。
Huh?
あの人が手をかけた人たち。
All the people in the cabinet died because of the Sagiri, yeah? The man who started all of this assassinated the Prime Minister. In other words, the man who murdered Class Rep's father did so in the name of Ayamine's father. Whether or not they're actually engaged, Sagiri and Ayamine definitely aren't just casual acquaintances. This is the worst.
もう手遅れ。
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make any of this your fault. Even if you had reported that letter, a coup d'etat would have broken out before they finished investigating. Not to mention that the UN forces aren't held in the highest regard here. Even if we could have determined that the letters were real, getting the IJF to believe us would have been a whole different story. From the way Yuko-sensei was talking with the commander and undersecretary in the command center, I can tell how touchy relations must be. Captain Sagiri probably took that into account.
どうかな。
Ayamine, what the heck are you playing at? Are you just gonna let your regrets fester inside of you like he did, and end up seeking revenge after the fact? Are you gonna blame yourself for the death of your squad mate's father for the rest of your life?
これが白金の知りたいことの全部。満足。
Happy? What do you mean happy? Hey. Why did you tell me so much? Just to get me off your ass? Or do you feel like you can trust me?
さっきの白金の質問。
Huh?
今うんって言っても白金は私を信じる。
Of course.
じゃあ約束守って。
Huh?
うんって言うから。
She must mean how I promised I'd just leave it at that. Got it. She doesn't want me to pry anymore. Though honestly, she's told me quite a bit already. It's actually kind of impressive, considering how shaken up she must be right now. Got it, but in exchange, I want you to do something for me.
何？
Don't tell anyone else about this. At this point, it'll just make the situation even more complicated. I don't want us to waste any time rehashing stuff that's already in the past. Okay? This is between me and you.
あやみね、たける。
Oh crap, I totally forgot. Sorry, we'll be right.
調整は後だ。すぐにブリーフィングルームに集合だ。
Briefing room? What happened? Did a fight break out?
わからん。榊たちは直接向かった。急げ。
UN Yokohama Base.
国連軍の軍事的支援を仙台臨時政府が正式に受け入れた。玉瀬事務次官と臨時政府の全権特使との会談の結果だ。約10分前に公式発表された。臨時政府が受け入れに際し絶対条件としているのは殿下の安全と保護だ。これは今後展開される全作戦の最優先事項になる。クーデター軍はこの政府の決定を殿下の御心をないがしろにする逆賊と国連に加担する売国土の共謀だと激しく非難している。
Now they're taking advantage of the situation by forcing the government to let them help protect the shogun. That's so low. Screw those guys. Think you can walk all over everyone just because you've got the UN behind you? Damn it, this is all going just the way the Americans and Alternative 5 supporters want it to.
事務次官、あなたも日本人ならアメリカのそのような強硬姿勢がこの国でどのような反発を生んでいるのかご存知のはずでしょう。
今は人類の未来を優先すべき時です。たとえそれが特定の集団の利益につながるとしても。
Undersecretary Tamase thinks in a similar way as Takeru, huh?
それは理解しています。だからこそ筋を通していただきたい。国連軍が正義であることを世界に示すために。
I wonder how many people on this base even realize the full implications of what the commander was saying. If this keeps up, humanity's just going to fuel more animosity towards each other. And in the end, god damn it.
相模湾に展開中だった第7艦隊はすでに東京湾に向け航行中だ。当基地に上陸したアメリカ軍第132戦術機構部隊は態勢が整い次第帝都に向け出撃する手はずになっている。
Imperial capital is on the north. Even I can piece together what that means. Damn it. If it weren't for the rebels, the UN and the US wouldn't have had an excuse to stick their noses in Japanese affairs to begin with. They're the ones who went out of their way to dig this shit up. Could have just stayed a government secret. Whatever. We just gotta take care of this stupid rebellion and move on. We can't afford to waste any more time. Which might mean that people will have to die. But if that's the best way of getting control of the situation, then I'm prepared to deal with that. I have to be. So let's just get it over with already. I'm sick of wasting all this time.
当基地からも第1戦術機構大隊、第5航空支援大隊がすでに出撃している。現在、第4、第5戦術機構大隊、第2航空支援大隊の出撃準備が進行中だ。
Everybody's moving towards the Imperial capital.
また第3戦術機構大隊が帝国軍部隊の抽出で手薄になった第2次防衛戦の支援部隊として出撃準備中である。それ以外の部隊は敵の後方撹乱を警戒し戦闘態勢を維持したまま待機することとなった。
So we'll be defending the base. I see. I feel sorry for the soldiers who are out there, but I guess we should consider ourselves lucky.
なお 第三戦術機構大隊の出撃予定時刻は1940。これに合わせ我が隊も出撃、後方警備任務に当たる。
Wait, what? You kidding me? We're actually getting deployed?
任務の重要度、戦力バランスなどさまざまな要件を考慮した結果、我が隊も出撃せざるを得ない状況だと判断された。
What do you mean, a necessity? What the hell are a bunch of cadets gonna do out there? Wait, this isn't another one of Yuko Sensei's little schemes, is it?
任務内容は東ヶ島城の警備。
Alright, so she's finally talking about our mission. Our mission will be to defend Togashima Fortress. Lake Ashi, we're gonna be in Hakone then. Pretty sure that's near Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is the highest volcano, active volcano in Japan. So we're heading in the opposite direction of the capital, huh? Come to think of it, isn't Togashima pretty much like the shogunate's summer home? Well, it should be a nice safe job for cadets like us at least. That place used to be under beta control, so it's probably in ruins now. There'd be no reason to deploy real soldiers out in the middle of nowhere. Guess that means this probably isn't some kind of scheme Yuko Sensei cooked up then.
なお、当任務には横浜基地駐留の帝国近衛軍第19独立警備小隊も随伴する。
So Tsukuyomi-san and the gang are coming with us, huh? Well, it is their mission to protect Meiya, so I guess it makes sense, and I'm sure they won't mind guarding a piece of the shogun's property.
我々はアメリカ軍が進駐している横浜基地所属の部隊だ。その上、貴様らは日本人だ。余計に帝国軍の反発を買う可能性がある。作戦区域では厚木基地の帝国軍部隊が周囲を固めることになっている。作戦行動中に何か言われるかもしれんが、絶対に挑発には乗るなよ。
So we gotta just sit back and take it, huh? Not to mention, if they find out we're cadets, they're not gonna take us seriously at all. Guess this might not be such a walk in the park, after all.
それに殿下を取り巻く状況が不透明だ。帝国軍将兵の苛立ちは相当なものだろう。
教官、質問があります。実際に武力による挑発や攻撃があった場合、防衛行動は認められるのでしょうか？
Dude, you really think they're gonna just attack us? Come on, you're just being paranoid now.
この作戦は国連と臨時政府が決定したもので、殿下のご裁可をいただいたものではありません。帝国軍が我々を侵略者とみなす危険性があります。
Aggressor? Seriously? Do they really hate the UN and US military that much? Still, Class Rep's more acquainted with the Imperial side of things than I am. She's probably got more insight into how they're going to react.
アメリカ軍のご利用しがあったとはいえ、これは正式な手続きを踏んだ国連軍の作戦だ。それに手を出せばどうなるか、簡単に想像がつくはずだ。同じ日本人として彼らの理性を信じよう。
Tama, this must be really hard on you. It's pretty obvious your father was a key player in getting the UN involved in this. And I'd imagine some people in Japan don't really appreciate that. Probably most of them, actually.
では、引き続き移動経路について説明する。1940、87式自走整備支援単価にて国道16号跡を北上。東名高速自動車道跡沿いに旧海老名市まで前進。
This incident is really personal for everyone in this squad. For Mikoto, Ayamine, Class Rep, Meiya, and Tama too.
海老名パーキングエリア跡にて帝国軍厚木基地からの補給部隊と合流。補給が終了次第、小田原厚木道路跡沿いに旧小田原市まで。
Mikoto's dad is pulling strings behind the scenes. Ayamine's fiance rebelled and killed Class Rep's dad. Tama's dad dragged the UN into this, and the shogun, one of Meiya's relatives, is now in danger.
小田原西インターチェンジ跡を補給中継基地とし、全戦術機起動。出撃準備が整い次第、前期 C 装備で箱根新道跡を。
Everyone here is at least partially aware of how Meiya, Tama, and Class Rep are involved in this incident. It's gotta be uncomfortable for them. For now, Ayamine is suffering in silence about her connection to Sagiri, but I imagine that that'll change once more information comes to light. I don't think anybody knows about what Mikoto's dad has been doing though. Unlike the Prime Minister or the Undersecretary, intelligence agents tend to stay under the radar if they're doing their jobs right. Guess that's a silver lining for her. But just how much does Mikoto know herself?
最後に本任務は実戦が想定されている以上、私が戦術機で直接指揮を取る。コールナンバーは〇〇だ。
Huh?
隊を二分し、支援車両も私が指揮する。小隊の運用としては変則的だが、やむを得まい。
Oh yeah, Marimo-chan was on the front lines before she came to this base. Of course she can pilot a TSF. Duh. Well, sweet. It'll be nice to have a commander with some actual combat experience.
編成は榊を分隊長とし、綾峰鎧を A、三剣を分隊長とし、玉瀬白金を B とする。
Not really sure our team arrangements are gonna make much of a difference this time. Better just go with it.
各自30分以内に火器管制装置の調整を済ませ、ハンガー前集合。以上だ。解散。
So we are getting deployed. So we're finally gonna get a piece of the action, huh?
そうだね。まさか人間と戦うなんて思いもしなかったけど。
Yeah, not to disrespect the guys on the front lines, but I'm glad we're just guarding the rear. As cadets, that's probably where we'll be most useful. So we're like a goalkeeper in soccer, yeah? Hey, by the way.
何?
Well, I ran into your dad earlier.
え?
Here, he wanted me to give you this souvenir.
本当に父さんが来てたの?
Maybe your dad didn't want to say it's for you. That's why he gave it to Takeru. Yeah, twice actually, but I forgot to tell you the first time. Sorry.
別にいいよ。そうか。そうだったんだ。これどこで?
I just happened to bump into him on the way to Yuko Sensei's office this morning. I can't tell her the truth, obviously.
そうか。
What gives? I thought she'd be delighted to have this.
はい。
Whoa, what? You don't want it?
それ、僕は同じもの持ってるから。多分、タケルへのお土産なんじゃない?
You think?
相変わらずだな。気まぐれでつかみどころのない。
Yeah, you're one to talk. Wait, why does she seem so down? Maybe she knows what her dad's been up to. So what does your dad do for a living?
役所の下請け会社で働いていて、しょっちゅう外国を飛び回ってるよ。
Wow. So even Mikoto doesn't know his true identity. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it after all.
向こう水な人でさ、すぐ危険な場所に飛び込んでいっちゃうんだ。
Huh?
それで周りの人も危険な目に遭わせちゃうんだよね。ほんと困った人だよ。
Wait, so then maybe she does know.
だからタケルも巻き込まれないように気をつけてね。
I think I'll be fine. Besides, I'm sure he could get us out of any sticky situation. He seems to have an uncanny knack for that sort of thing.
けどね、変にロマンチストだからそれしか見えなくなっちゃう時があるんだよ。
I guess the apple really doesn't fall far from the tree. That sounds exactly like Mikoto.
さあ、早く調整済ませないと。特に K さんとタケルはさっきサボってたからね。
Yeah, you're right. I can't tell whether she knows what her dad does or not, but either way, it's obvious she's worried about him. In times like these, I can't imagine anyone not being at least a little worried. Especially after hearing what happened to Class Rep's dad.